Okay, folks. So it's clear that the Fishbone organizer is going to be something that gives a lot of people some issues. So I want to go over it again just to make sure you understand what it is in the thought process you should be going through. So again, always look at these announcements. They're so helpful. And if you don't understand what's in the announcement, please come and talk to me or like send me an email. If we were in a class, come and talk to me. So let's look at this fishbone diagram I've given you. So your main idea can be found here. So this is the main idea. So that's the main idea. So everything that's here leads into the main idea. That's why it's got everything that's here leads into the main idea. That's why it's got the arrows and it goes into it. All right. So what we have in our outside brackets, these are categories. So what you're going to do is you're going to read the entire essay. And you're going to look at all the supporting details and you're going to try to find things that they have in common. So maybe 3 of them have this in common. So you put them into the group. So you're going to have at least 4 categories. So 4 categories. And then underneath that, you're going to have specific examples. A lot of you are giving me the specific examples up here. That's not what we want. Okay, so it goes your category, specific example. Specific, specific, specific. Okay, and when I mean specific example, that's what you guys have been mostly thinking of in terms of supporting details. So we group the supporting details, we explain the group. So explain the group. And then you give specific details. So for example, let's see here. So the main idea here is there's many things that make for bad burgers. So we've grouped them. So machines. Well, machines is a broad group. Then we go, so then we need to talk about those specific details. So what kind of machines? Well, storage and cooking equipment. All right. Poor hygiene, poor maintenance in that. So we would just have the one thing down there. Environment. Okay, so humidity also affects food quality. So environment's the category. One of the topics is humidity. Then the other would be temperature. So too hot will impact quality of food. Or there's methods. Maybe the recipe's bad. So that's your point. Measurements, incorrect quality of spices. Personnel, so like people, maybe they're mishandling it, maybe they're unhygienic, maybe they're not trained well enough. Materials, maybe the raw materials, so the things that the burger's made out of aren't fresh, are not to the right qualities. Or maybe it's all about the packaging and it's unhygienic, which means like unsafe packaging. So we go main category, specific detail. Main category, specific detail. Okay, so when do you go to that first page? So let's go back to our activity. So let's go back to our activity here. Go to activity. We go here. So it gives us the main idea. So that's the main idea that this essay is trying to tell us. We hit next step. Here is where we put our groups. So as it says, it might not be necessary to use all 6 boxes. So if we were to use it for our main here, our first one would be, let's get rid of that now. Our first one would be machines. So machines, and we can say ingredients. We'll say personnel. So you get the idea. I'm sure that's about right, but you get the idea. So you put your topics here. Then you're gonna hit next step. And you see what that's done is that's already put our topics in the Fishbone organizer. So now what we do is we input our specific details. So we go back here and we go storage equipment and cooking equipment. Storage equipment and cooking. So we'll go storage equipment, we'll make it shorter. We'll go storage equipment. And then what we do is we drag it over. Perfect. So you notice we've only given you a small spot. You don't have to go into too much detail here. So storage equipment, and then we could go with cooking equipment. Gotta have it fit in one thing. So cooking equip, I'll get the idea. So there you go. All right. So then you would populate all of that with that. If that doesn't make sense to you, you can do all of this on a Google Doc. You again would start off by listing the group category. Then you would explain it. Or if you're finding that you really don't like the fact that you have to be short here, you can put it in a Google document or any kind of document and send it to me that way. But it still should sound the same. There should be a category, the specific details underneath the category. All right, so that's how you do it. Afterwards, you take a screenshot. I can zoom in on a screenshot. All you guys that have said that like it's hard to read, that's fine. In fact, the shorter the things here, the better for me to read it. All right, so try to create whole ideas here. So don't just like leave like one word that I'm going to wonder what it means, but you don't write whole sentences. All right. Try to keep things to the point. All right. I'm being very generous with this activity. Again, the bigger thing is showing me that you read the document and you understand the points that are leading to here. All right.